Welcome back. You know, one of the major topics of conversation around this town these days, and rightfully so, is the amount of hunger that our community faces. So we thought today that we would talk to you about an amazing food resource for low-income folks that rarely gets any attention. It's been around for a very long time. It's not an entitlement program, so you should know that. And you have access through this program to an amazing amount of nutritious and wonderful food things that actually you get to choose. We're talking about the WIC program, Women, Infants, and Children program, and we have the pleasure this morning of introducing you to Mr. Clark Allen, who's the director of the Toledo-Lucas County Health Department WICS program. Thank you so much for joining us. It's your first time here. We're so happy to have you here.
Yep.
Are you relaxed? Take a deep breath.
A little bit.
This is a fabulous program, WIC program.
Yeah.
You want to tell folks a little bit about it?
Sure. WIC was started as it's a federal program. It was started in the early 70s. And Lucas County was actually one of the first counties in Ohio to have a WIC program. A person by the name of Donna Rattan
I remember her, actually.
Yeah, worked at the health department. She was one of the ones that got it going. And basically, WIC is designed for folks who may be between jobs, have lost a job, but it's based on income. And what we are, first and foremost, is we're a nutrition education and a breastfeeding support promotion program that also supplies supplemental foods. So WIC has come a long ways. I've worked for WIC since 1998, and a lot of things have changed over the years, but really, it does fit a need in our community. Currently we have about 15,000 participants enrolled with WIC, and that puts us at about the 7th or 8th largest WIC program in Ohio.
In Ohio.
All 88 counties in Ohio do have a WIC agency. Some of them, the less populated counties, may be a combined program. But in Northwest Ohio, every county up here has their own WIC program.
So who's eligible for WIC?
WIC is folks, infants and children up to the age of 5, and then women who are pregnant, who are breastfeeding, or are postpartum within 6 months of having delivered.
So, you know, there's always this thought that that WIC program is only for moms who have recently given birth. That's not true at all. I can not be pregnant and have a 4-year-old and still be eligible.
Absolutely, absolutely. And WIC is income-based, and so you're exactly right. So someone that has a child who's under the age of 5, who may meet the eligibility requirements as far as income is concerned, should give us a call and we'll get them in for an appointment.
How difficult is it to enroll in WIC program?
It is not difficult in the least bit. We have guidelines within our grant that require us, when a phone call is made, that if someone is determined that they're eligible, we need to get them in. And at the health department and all our other 7 sites that we have, we do a really good job of getting folks in within a couple, 2 or 3 days of calling us.
Yeah, and the sites are in great locations. There's actually one, you have one at the health department, there's one at Toledo Hospital. I found actually a listing of sites online, but could you go through and tell people where they are?
We have, the main site is at the health department at 635 North Erie. We also have a WIC site at the East Toledo Family Center over on Barland. We also have one out in western Lucas County off of Christie and Angola. And then, like you mentioned before, Toledo Hospital has a site, St. Vincent's has a site, and then the Neighborhood Health Association has one at the Southside Community Center on Aurora Gonzalez, and then they also have one at Cordelia Martin, and then there's also one at River East. So the sites are really located conveniently for the majority of our participants. Where folks live is where we try to have WIC. You know, is try to make it as convenient, close to TARTA bus lines, you know, and as convenient as for them as possible to get to us.
You know, one of the things that I read when I was sort of refreshing my memory about WIC and its requirements was that you all consider people who are in a stage called nutritional risk.
Yes.
What does that mean, actually? And does that make me eligible because I'm in nutritional risk?
The eligibility process for WIC involves several things, and nutritional risk is one of those things. First and foremost, in order to start the process, you have to meet the income requirements. But after that time, at a WIC appointment, in order for the person to fully get through the process and receive the benefit, they have to go through what we call an assessment portion, where we have medical assistants and clerks who do things like heights and weights, and we also check hemoglobin levels. And then along with that, the participants also fill out a health history form, which asks them a lot of questions about their daily life. Not just, there's questions about what they eat, but there's also questions about their lifestyle, things that they may do, whether they consume alcohol, whether they smoke, things like that. And then at the end, we have registered and licensed dietitians that work for us at the WIC program. It's the dietitian's job to take all that information, do the assessment, and then from that, identify what we call a nutritional risk, okay? Now, the nutritional risk could be as simple as their diet, the child's diet is low in vegetables. But it also could be as complicated as, say, we have an inborn error in metabolism for the child, okay? Or maybe we have a really low hemoglobin level with a young lady who is pregnant, okay? The beauty of this whole process is that physicians tell us that they would like to see their patients more often than they do, okay? Instead of just when they're ill, okay? The nice thing about with WIC is we're a resource for all of our community physicians, including the ones in our agencies too.
So you actually work with the physicians around this?
Absolutely. We share information with them all the time, and that's one of the great things about WIC, is that it's not just WIC, it's us, and it's the physicians, and it's places like Shots for Tots and things like that. And we have the information, we might as well share it. And I can't begin to, for as long as I've worked for WIC, I can't begin to count how many people that I've seen in my office where I've picked up on something. We get a kid with a repeated low hemoglobin level, and so we do a referral to the doctor and say, maybe we should consider doing some testing, some more blood work, things like that. And I remember distinctly a young boy who had a really low hemoglobin, couldn't figure out why, and here he had lead. He had lead poisoning.
And you guys were able to facilitate his treatment on that. What kind of food, quickly, can you tell me?
We do things like...
and people get to pick their own, right?
Right, it's not like it used to be where they dropped it off.
handing out the cans and that sort of stuff, none of that?
No, they go to the grocery stores, they get a printed voucher now, and they go to the grocery stores and they can get things like the food list is just expanded tremendously. They get fruits and vegetables now on a monthly basis. They get things like eggs and cereal and whole grains and what other? Oh, and we do provide infant formula. We do give infant formula for women who don't choose to breastfeed. We are a breastfeeding promotion program. Because
the philosophy of the WIC program is that it's healthier.
Absolutely.
That it's healthier.
Absolutely.
Okay, just want to get that out there. That's your philosophy. Okay.
That's right. That's right. So all those different things, and depending on the situation, if it's a child, if it's an infant, if it's a pregnant woman, their food package is tailored to what they need. So if a woman's iron is low, we'll provide her a little bit more high iron foods with her food package, which is really nice.
And then there's the farmer's market piece of that, right?
We're really proud of that in Lucas County. That's one of the things that we kind of hang our hat on every time we have a chance to. We distribute every summer about 5,000 sets of farmer's market vouchers to our WIC participants. And each set of vouchers is worth $15, so each participant that's eligible, basically if it's from 13 months to 5 years, and then the women, the pregnant or the breastfeeding women or the postpartum, are eligible to get a set. And those allow those folks to go to local farm stands or local farm markets. They can go downtown, they go to Westgate. There's also some out in the county too that they can go to, and they can purchase locally grown fruits and vegetables and herbs from our local farmers. It's a win-win for the participants, getting healthy foods, and also for the farmers because they're selling to folks who live here. So they're more likely to come back and buy things from them. So financially for the farmers, it's good too.
That's amazing. And all of this, though, is designed to have healthier kids and informed moms. And guys who have custody of kids are eligible as well?
Sure. If they have questions about potential for eligibility, they just need to give us a call. And they can call us at any time, and we can answer most of their questions right over the phone.
I think we have some contact information. Brian, do we have it? We can put on the screen for this program. If not, while we're finding that, would you tell us how to call you?
Sure. The main WIC line is 419-213-4422.
Once again?
419 213-4422.
Thank you so much for being with us. This is an amazing program, and you really need to call Clark and his staff and find out more about it. You will be really, really glad you did. Thanks for joining us. Sit with me for just a moment.
And thanks for having me. Anytime.
You're absolutely welcome. We're going to go away, but we'll be right back.